Here's an exciting one. I said, do you plan to visit our farm and life here in Costa Rica in the next 3 years? And 56% of you said yes, you plan to visit. That's amazing. I can't wait for you to visit. Literally, the construction of our first rental cabin has started. So in 2 months from now, we'll start renting out that cabin. It's gonna be about $600 per month, fully self-sufficient little cabina. So you have your own bed, little porch, fiber optic Wi-Fi, little kitchen area to cook, fridge, bathroom, shower at the top of our fruit orchard, just like a 60-second walk from our house where we'll be living on, all on our land. So we'll be renting that out. It's only for 1 or 2 people. It's like a nice option. And then right after I'm done building the cabin, I'm gonna build the hostel, which is gonna be like 10 bunk beds. So you can come for $100 or $200 for the month, share a living space. But again, have shower, water, kitchen area so that you can come and see what we're doing and live with us. Not live permanently, but for a few weeks or months. And it's really, I'm working so hard and putting in so much money and help from family and just my hard farmhand work day after day after day building this, and to see that over half of you plan on coming to visit brings warmth to my heart, so I can't wait. Have you experienced psychedelics of any kind, was this next question. 53% said no and 47% said yes. Mind-blowing to me. I would say that if you don't suffer from like schizophrenia or have like serious mental health issues, you should experience psychedelics if you're over the age of 18. I would recommend mushrooms to start with. Acid and ayahuasca and DMT and stuff like that, that should be after you've had a few mushroom experiences. But I literally, for everybody who's watching this, who again doesn't suffer from like extreme mental health issues right now, Maggie, cállate. They're trying to watch a video and you're making noises with your ball. Yeah, you Maggie. Eating some psychedelic mushrooms, which are now decriminalized in some areas like Oregon and I think Colorado maybe. What psychedelic mushrooms do is you eat some and it's completely unexplainable, because 53% of you have never tried them, so I need to try to explain it to you. You feel connected to yourself and to every single thing around you, from this chair to your phone to the grass to the trees to your friends. You feel an interconnected connection and gratitude, appreciation for everything in your life around you to a level that you legitimately cannot achieve without the mushrooms. And some of you will say, what do you mean? I'm so grateful. I love my family and friends. I understand. And when you eat mushrooms, it will be times 1,000 just because of what happens chemically and what it's interacting. And it's like a 5-6 hour trip. It's like the tiniest things, like you'll see literally the connection of this handle of this mug and you'll be like, wow, the curvature is so freaking beautiful. I'm so grateful to be experiencing this piece of technology. Oh my God. And then you'll think about your best friend hugging you and you'll be like, oh my, like to the point where I'm in tears. I'm not a crier. It's just because I was born in a masculine whatever paradigm. It's super hard for me to cry. Something really traumatic needs to happen. I probably cry like once or twice a year. And every time I eat some mushrooms, I cry at the gratitude and appreciation of my life and of everything around me. So, but here's the biggest thing with mushrooms: set and setting. Do not take mushrooms at a festival partying with a bunch of people. Mushrooms are best enjoyed with you and 1 or 2 extremely close friends in a setting of nature where you're not going to be disturbed by other strangers or people and you have nothing else to do in your day. Go out, eat the mushrooms, walk into nature, and just sit and just wait and listen and tune in. And I'm telling you, like, if you do it in that way, you have nothing to be afraid of. There's no lethal dose of mushrooms. You can't overdose. I recommend taking a half of an eighth of an ounce of mushrooms your first time, or an eighth if you're down to just blast off, or a quarter ounce if you want to go freaking feel the gratitude like crazy. And you can't get addicted to them. I have eaten I've had like maybe 6 mushroom experiences in my whole life over the last 10 years. So it's only something I do like once a year or year and a half. And it's so beneficial to putting perspective in your life about how grateful and how profound this experience we're living is. And mushrooms are literally, I think that they were placed on this earth. We're so glad that we evolved to have this medicine that's natural, that just portals us into a level of gratitude and appreciation that we lose from just living our normal lives in the rat race. So half of you haven't experienced it. And then when you get into the acid and other trippy stuff that's more synthetic, that's still fun and cool, but it's like a different experience. Mushrooms are just the best. That's all you need. Do you believe in a religious or spiritual God? 55% said no. Amen to rationality. I'm in that group too. There's no freaking God looking down on you, telling you to do stuff, or you're not gonna go to heaven. And 45% of you are in the God paradigm. Look, if you believe in God and it just helps you be a good person and live your life, I'm all for it. I'm not gonna hate. But I have found that people who believe in religion or God, I've found in my life experience, they tend to be easily propagandized or manipulated to believe other bullshit things. That's why I'm a little bit against religion or the belief in a God, because when you think rationally and you know about evolution, astronomy, the history of religion, the history of how we got here as human beings and what we evolved from, and when you think of everything, you know, if you believe in a religious God, that means, let's say it's a Christian or Muslim or Jewish God. Let's say it's a Christian God, because most of my viewers are Americans, and I'm sure most of you are Christian who believe in a God. People who believe in God and Christianity, you have to believe in creationism, that like God created the earth. That specifically goes against science. You know, the scientists and astronomers and geologists will tell you that the universe was created from a big bang of energy 13 billion years ago, and that planet Earth happened the chunk of Earth, that chunk of matter that broke off from something else that created the planet Earth, is 4.5 billion years old. That goes against the idea of creationism. So if you believe in a religious God and a Christian God and Christianity and creationism, you don't believe in all the work and innovation that has happened in geology and astronomy and science. And as a science-based person who went to college and studied all that stuff and appreciates the hard work of the scientific method, you know, it's kind of ridiculous and even offensive to me, and ignorant, to believe in faith and religion over science. So, but to each their own. You can do whatever you want. I'm agnostic. I don't claim to know there's no God. I just don't think there is, based on my best life experience and research. And to think like that there's just a God up there who's like looking down and you have to act a certain way or you're not going to go to heaven. Like, what is heaven? What makes you think there's a heaven? You have to be like literally a little bit mentally unstable, or just like the fantasy of believing in it, to believe that there's like a space you go where you die. Literally, you die and your energy is just going to be consumed either by heat, if you get what is it called, cremated, or if you die falling off a cliff, you know, other shit's gonna eat your body. And I don't even think we have a soul. I think we're literally just a bag of blood and muscle with a brain that has chemicals, so we have emotions and ideas, and we're living now, and we're completely insignificant, and then we die and we get consumed back into the energy cycle of Earth. But so half of you, or a little less than half of you, 45% believe in a religious God, 55% don't. Like, you realize that religion is just a thing because your parents told you so. Like, if you were born in a tribe somewhere else, you wouldn't naturally go towards Christianity if you weren't just told about it, or Judaism or Islam or anything. These religious spiritual beliefs, if you use them just to make yourself a better person, but you know they're not like the inherent way of how the world works, that's fine. It just drives me crazy when people think like, yeah, everything in physical matter and experience that we're experiencing in life is with the religious lens, and Christianity is real, man. No, it's just a belief system that humans created in order to like try to make life easier, and that's fine. But if you think it's like what's ruling the laws of the earth, you are fucking crazy. Here's a more lighthearted one. Can you handstand for more than 10 seconds without using the wall? I love handstanding. It's been a beautiful journey in my life. I've been practicing handstands since 2012 when I couldn't handstand. Even on the wall, I couldn't do it. And I was like, I'm gonna be committed to learn. And 9 years later, I'm a pretty epic handstander. And 90% said no, they cannot. 10% said they could. So wow, 10% of my followers have gone on the similar journey of me, of learning to balance on your hands. And it's a beautiful journey. It's humbling, it's physical, it's challenging, and it's really rewarding to be able to experience life in that upside down perspective. So I recommend it. And the way you start is literally just put your hands like a foot away from a wall and just practice kicking your feet up so your feet hit the wall. You really can't get hurt, and you'll get on the journey from there. You'll slowly move away from the wall, and it's so fun. Do you practice yoga more than 3 times a week? 32% said yes, 68% said no. Guys, you need to practice yoga more, whether that's on your mat doing asanas or meditation or breath work. I would be so depressed without yoga. Like, literally, I do breath work and asana, which means like postures, yoga flows on my mat every single day, 7 days a week for at least an hour. And my back and body would be so messed up without it. And my energy, just like the chi, I don't know what it is, but it's amazing. Like, I feel like this before I do yoga, just from like being on my computer and getting stressed with the world and work and relationships, and getting on my mat and flowing and doing yoga. And I'm privileged and blessed. I'm a yoga teacher. I've gone through teacher training. I've gone through hundreds of hours of classes. So I just can do my own yoga. But guess what? There's a million yoga classes on YouTube. If you subscribe to my Patreon, I've posted tons of yoga classes on there. So there's no excuse. Just put a towel down in your room and practice yoga. It's life-changing. You care less about the bullshit when you do more yoga. You'll get physically fit. You'll stretch out your body. Like, you're gonna break your body just living this life, this modern life, if you're not doing yoga every day. Wake up 30 minutes earlier every day and do yoga. It's so important for your mental health, for your mindfulness, and for your body. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Much love, dream extreme, support on Patreon if you enjoy what I'm doing with these daily uploads and you want yoga classes and the Plantreon podcast. It's all on Patreon, and I appreciate you. Namaste, much love, dream extreme. I'm gonna go plant more things on my farm, like more peanuts and beans and papaya trees. Peace, love, eat more fruit, do yoga. Love and follow Maggie on Instagram, Vegan Healer.